Hi, welcome to Joanna's DIY Life. I am so glad you are here today. It is another Sew It Saturday. These are going pretty good and I'm excited about them. This time, I'm doing my room in Pioneer Woman fabric just on the sewing side mainly. So I am going to be making some easy pattern weights and a weight for your rulers so that when you're cutting those long pieces with that long ruler, your ruler's not sliding. Because even with the sticky pads, the end will kind of move sometimes. So I'm going to put a little weight on it and show you how to do that to, hold it down while you're cutting. So let's jump into it, shall we? So I have these 2.5 pound weights. I could have got a 5, but it was bigger. So I just opted to get the 2, okay? And I don't want them to be sliding around. We're going to use these for weights on our quilters rulers. These right here, okay? That's what we're going to use it for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape. Sorry if that was loud. And I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to measure across because we have to go up and around. And I want my 0 a little over the middle, okay? Just a little, not a lot, just a little. And then I'm going to bring it back around. Wait a minute, something twisted somewhere under there. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back around the middle. Okay, I need a good, I'm going to say 12 to 12.5 inch circle, okay? So now we have our little rectangle or square piece here. So I'm just going to keep it like it is. I'm going to fold it this way. And I'm going to fold it this way. And I'm going to cut me a circle, I hope. Oh, that dog. It might not be a circle. Well, it's kind of a circle. It'll work. All right. Now, I don't know if any of you have sewn with bias tape. I personally don't like sewing with bias tape, but you have to once in a while. Okay, this is driving me crazy because it's not a circle. Why me? Why me? Okay, you see where that side's up? I gotta cut that bad boy off. Okay, this should look more like a circle or a flower by the way it looks. But anyways, it'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. It'll work. So the bias tape will help you sew the circle. So what you want to do is you want to go around here. This is what I'm going to do because it's easier to do it and then cut it off as opposed to have this all on this thing right here. So I always measure around, okay? Now this is just my thinking. You may have a better way to do it, and that's on you. This is just me and how my thinking goes, and I don't think like anyone else. So I'm going to cut me some extra because I'd rather have too much than not enough. I'm going to take this and I'm going to open it up, and on this side I am going to take it to the machine. And I'm going to sew around this. Now you'll want a circle because when you get to this point right here, it's going to be a little hard to turn, and then you'll have to turn and go around, but it's doable. I can do this. So anyways, I'm just going to go and put this on with my sewing machine. So I'm just going to show you. So just here we go. Make sure all your fabric is together. Okay, now we're going to cut this off, okay? So you're just going to take and pull this around to where you have just an edge of fabric and sew right on this edge. That's it, all the way around. I'm going to move my needle all the way to the left. That way it ensures me that I get right on this edge. And I can see through my foot where my needle is going to go, so this is perfect. I'm going to start down here though, where I stopped, okay? Just because it makes it easier for me. So I want to leave this open, okay? I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm just going to leave it open. Now that it is sewn, okay, I'm going to take what's called a bodkin, and this is a neat little thing. All you do, and I'm going to use ribbon, you can use string, whatever. I'm using ribbon because it's stronger, and I'm going to use it for a handle. Why did I say that like that? I'm going to use it for a handle. So all you do is put your stuff in there, and then pull this little thing down, and it's got teeth on there, and it grips it, and that bad boy ain't going nowhere. And this won't come undone like a safety pin. I just got this thing, and I absolutely love it. And you just want to make sure, though, when you use it, that you sew so that your little ring here can fit through your hole, which we have no problem doing that. So I'm going to go all the way around this with this, and I'm going to leave it on the roll because I'm going to need it there. Now, once you come back out your opening, pull slightly, but don't make sure it don't go back down in there, okay? And all you do is slide that back up, and it comes right off. Make sure you put this where you don't lose it. Okay, now, I know that this will come up short because I didn't want it all bunched up, you know, when I drawed it. So that's why I did it like I did it. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to take this and just draw it up, okay? Now, you can see this little gap right there. If you want to leave it there, leave it there. I choose not to. I put a little piece of fabric on an index card. Just hot glued it on there or glued it on there. Either way, doesn't matter. And I'm going to cover up my hole so that it looks, you know, a little better. And this, where I did not sew it, I'm going to tuck it under that silly iron. Wouldn't have it any other way. I'd catch the house on fire. I'm going to leave that as tight as I can. This is why I didn't cut it, because I didn't know how much I was going to have. And I'm just going to put my finger and push down. And I'm going to tie a knot, okay? This will also be my handle. It'll give a little bit. That's why I love this ribbon. So I'm going to put a few knots in there. Okay. Then I'm going to cut this off. And my handle is just going to be, I'm just going to tie a little knot, you know. And this right here is my handle. So now when you are using your quilter's rulers, okay, let me just show you. Okay, I'm on this 23. I hope you can see. I think you can see more over there than what you can see over here. I gotta get something else for my camera, okay? But you got this big long ruler, and by the way, these grips from the Dollar Tree work great, and so does a pop socket from the Dollar Tree. Just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna cut. All right, so I'm down here and I'm cutting my fabric. I'm good here. See how that moves away from the 23? when I'm trying to push up against this so you're not going off, you know, this way, once again, the only way you're going to be able to do it is to stop. And I just moved it then. Y'all, it's seriously. It moves every time. You will not get a perfect cut. Okay? Watch this. Put your weight on there. Some people use dumbbells and things like that, you know, but this works good. Watch. I'm cutting and no movement whatsoever. None. This is awesome. This is awesome. Anything you can get to weight this down, but this is just pretty and it matches my decor. So anyways, now let me show you something else. I've got these pattern weights and they're just big washers that I got at the hardware store. You can even use little scraps like this, okay? Now all you need are a pair of pinking shears, okay? And you just want to cut about almost 1-inch strips, and this will keep it from fraying, okay? That's what the pinking shears are for. I have a pinking shear. This is an old pinking shear thing, so I'm just going to go and cut strips, okay? I don't know how many this is going to take for what I'm doing. You probably know what I'm doing. And all I'm going to do is take my hot glue, and I hope that y'all aren't hearing this mic scratch against me and all that good junk. But just take your hot glue. 1 strip of fabric is best, but if you don't have it, you don't have it. Tacky glue would actually work better because this glue gets hard as soon as it hits metal. So I'm going to glue to my fabric right here just to ensure that it is not going anywhere. And all you're going to do is start wrapping your fabric around your washers, okay? Now you can tack with glue every once in a while if you want to. You do not have to as long as you're pulling tight, okay? Now, this is going to end right here. So I want to take and glue this to the fabric, all right? Now I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to glue this piece. I'm going to cut the end because it will fray and it does matter. So I'm just going to take this end and I'm going to glue it to this end. Just like so. And then I'm just going to go around and I'm going to pull tight, and I'm going to keep doing this until I am done with my washer. All right. These don't have to be thick. I mean, if you want to wrap them 50 bazillion times, go ahead. I almost made it. So I'm going to stretch mine just because I'm a miser and I want to make it work. So I'm just going, and then this last one, I'm going to put glue right here, just a little dab, and right here. And I'm going to make sure this sticks to this one and to this one. And then I am going to cut my edge. And I am going to tack this down. You can use fabric glue. I'm just using good old Gorilla Hot Glue. And there is your pattern weights. And I'm going to finish all of mine and I'll show you when I'm done. Now, if you do a bigger piece of fabric, you do not have to, you know, keep gluing, of course. So, yeah. So I'm just going to have fun wrapping my washers. Now, you don't want to cut your strips too wide either, because if you do, then it's going to not look right when you wrap it. And I'm pretty sure that I got this blade at Hobby Lobby in the sewing department. It's one of their brands. And they go on 50% off once a month, all sewing notions. So you can get your blades there pretty cheap. And this thing is just a one that I got from Walmart. But yeah, so that's where this came from, just in case you were wondering. Here's what everything finished looks like. And these were fun to make, and they match my decor, and I love them. They're going to be super handy. Now, wasn't that fun? And they're cute, and they're functional, and I love them. But anyways, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That helps my YouTube videos to get around, you know, so other people see them, and helps me get noticed a little bit more. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is awesome for me because I haven't been doing this very long. So any of your likes, comments, shares, anything like that helps my channel to grow, and that provides me to give you more content. Things that I have listed, such as, you know, that I use the bodkin and things like that, they're in my Amazon store for you, and I do receive a small commission from that, which I put back towards my channel, buying things, you know, to show you, and items to craft with. That helps my channel to grow and give you the content that, you know, you need or you want. So any of that helps me, and it is greatly appreciated. So all that being done, I feel like a commercial. You are a blessing. Goodbye.